I'm so fired up.
Hey, welcome in everybody to the OKS Youth Ministry podcast, where 3 of the OKS Youth Ministers talk about youth ministry. Today, we are only 2 of the OKS Youth Ministers because we're missing Michael. We're here at Lads to Leaders Nashville location, and Michael, of course, is in the Atlanta location. We do feel so sorry for him. But what we're excited about today... I hit it again. I'm sorry. Yeah. But what we are excited about today is we do have Jennifer Watson with us today. She is the... I'm not really sure what your official... I don't really know what your official title is.
Acronym.
I don't really know what your official title is. The female youth minister over at Beltline.
My official title is the assistant female youth minister for girls at Beltline.
The assistant to the youth minister.
The assistant to the regional youth minister?
Assistant female youth minister for girls.
That's
Okay.
awesome, though.
There you
And
go.
let me ask you this. How long have you been at Beltline?
It'll be just right at a little over 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounded right. I just don't
Still
want
very
to.
fresh.
I don't want to throw out a number just to be completely wrong. But no, Jennifer's in the area. We all work very closely together. It's been fun watching kind of her and Sam kind of build their own ministry together, and kind of see also that, but see the benefits of having you at Beltline as well. So we'll let Jeremy start off with some questions for Jennifer or anything like that. But once again, we are excited to have Jennifer on the podcast. We're excited to see what she has to say from her point of view in youth ministry.
Yeah, so let me start by kicking a question at you. Did you ever intend to go into full-time youth ministry?
No, I mean, growing up, that wouldn't have been even a thought. But did I always think that I would be involved in girls' ministry in the church? Absolutely. And that's kind of what played into me getting the job that I have now. It's always been something that I love and have been passionate about and heavily involved with. I knew that based on my own experience and my own upbringing, that pouring into teen girls and making sure that they are going to hold tight to their faith through those years was just really important to me, because I knew I needed that. So I wanted to do that for the next generation. So, yeah.
I love that too, because we've always talked about interns, and in the past, and our audience knows I do not have interns yet. We're working on it, but for all the churches around us, we always have a male, female, or a male intern and a female intern, and everybody's reasoning is, well, the female can always be connected to those females, so why not make it a full-time position?
Why not?
And to be able to see that, and to be able to see you kind of take that and really run with it. Now we're getting, I don't know how much we need to know about this, but we're getting involved in Maywood coming up as well.
Yeah.
And now you and Brooke Welsh as well are both able to kind of have a say-so on the female side as well.
Yep.
So do you see that being an importance when it comes to being a voice for the females?
I think
Right.
so, too. I mean, I think so. I think the girls need, as much as we love you guys and men in ministry,
We're dumb.
You're never going to be a woman, and you're never going to truly understand, some of the things that we deal with, and just the sensitive nature of some of the things that those girls are going through. So it's always nice to have someone that can speak to that experience or model that, truly model it, and have someone to look for those answers.
Yeah. So kind of.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
I was gonna ask one of our questions we had here.
Oh, that's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So what would you say right now is something that teen girls are dealing with, maybe that people wouldn't be aware of or people wouldn't understand that they're already dealing with?
That's an interesting question, because I don't know if there's anything new under the sun, but I do know that there's been some things that would be maybe highlighted differently now because of just the nature of the world we live in. So with technology and some of the things that have brought to light more, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Just, it's highlighted some things that maybe were always a struggle, but maybe not as forward or in the
Predominant.
Yeah, predominant. But there's always going to be the self-image. There's always going to be identity. I think that's a big one now, and it covers a big spectrum, and it's plaguing our girls like it has at any time. But I think that is probably the biggest one it plays into is identity, and there's always going to be eating disorders, mental health concerns. but all of those things, I think, sometimes need a female to speak to those things and be able to help them through those things.
Well, I love how you said that. We've talked about the book a lot. The 3 big questions every teenager asks. Fuller produced it, and the 3 things were what identity, belonging, and purpose. And you said that we're all very different. So that's a really key thing between the guys and the girls is our identity, belonging, and purpose is going to be very different from a guy's perspective compared to a girl's perspective. I think from seeing that from the girl's perspective, you're going to have a lot more of the identity issues, more along the lines of like their self-image opposed to the guys as well. And that is one of those things we're not as equipped to be able to handle those situations. Coming more so from a girl's perspective as well. So I do enjoy that.
Jennifer, did you have someone maybe in your life that spoke to these kind of things? Maybe they weren't a hired position, but was there a woman that like was kind of a confidant or someone you could go to when you needed to talk about these kind of things growing up?
I was fortunate enough to have a mother and a grandmother that were very much involved. I, like many girls, didn't have sometimes maybe the strongest male presence and voice in that, and so I'm maybe on the other side of the spectrum, that I didn't have the opposite pouring into me at times. But within family, yes. But as far as in the church, there's some women that were really strong leaders that I looked up to, and I knew I wanted to be more like. I think when I was younger, Celine Sparks was our minister's wife, and she was someone I knew that I could look up to, and she was doing good things for the kingdom, writing books, speaking places. So it was always kind of good to see somebody that was making moves for the kingdom, and was always pouring into us. And she was always a big encourager, even when I was younger. You have an idea, Celine's going to see it through. So it was somebody that always kind of had your back and was encouraging you to keep moving. So
let me go off script. And so now, Jennifer, this is when you panic because I did not prep you with this question.
That's okay.
For you're working at Beltline in Decatur. What kind of preparation did Beltline make on the front end of hiring your position, and what kind of conversations were had in the hiring process? And, I'm thinking for congregations that are considering the step towards having a female youth minister to work with their girls, what kind of things are important in that conversation?
A lot. A lot of prayer went into taking that position, because it wasn't something I took lightly. I'm a wife and I'm a mother, and so, and I'm encouraging girls to step into the identity and the roles and the purpose that God has designed and created for us. And so, keeping all of those beautiful things in mind, I was pretty upfront with our leadership to say that my role as a female youth minister is going to look different than a male youth minister.
Sure.
Because I am a wife, I am a mother, I'm not a father, I'm not a husband. And so I want to make sure that we know that the support that I would need to fulfill this role is going to look a little different than the support maybe a male youth minister. But as far as conversations, it was all very plainly laid out to say, like, if I need to step back and be a mom for my kid, or I need to work from home, there was a little more flexibility, there was a little more understanding from them, and they've never blinked an eye at it. They took it in stride and took my concerns and my love for my family and the way I want to show up for them, make sure my family sees that example lived out first and foremost, and then that way I'm living that out as a model to the girls in the youth ministry. So.
And we've talked a lot from the guy's perspective is, as youth ministers, we're also dads, we're also parents, we're also husbands, and it's leading by example. Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you this, but with you and Taylor and being married, how has that transition been for him? If you do speak for him, how does that transition been for him? Has it been tough having you, we're busy during the summer, we're gone a lot, we have a lot of retreats and things like that. Yeah. I know your family's fairly close, and he's a fantastic guy. How has that worked out for him?
I think, if I may speak for him, but he's also told me, so I don't feel like I'm speaking for him. He's been a great support. And then, again, that was a conversation we had to have right up front. Hey, this is going to be unconventional in the hours that I work. Or maybe sometimes there may be more give and take. But we tackle it like anything. He's a partner. Right now our kids are young, so he does maybe a little more staying back and less involved. But, eventually, he's going to jump in and help and be there just like any wife does, for a male youth minister. But, again, yes, I have family that is supportive. I try to, again, I look different than you. I don't know, when you have your kids around, my kids want to be right up next to me and, holding on to me. So I don't feel like I can be in youth minister mode versus like mom mode. And I want to make sure I kind of, when I'm doing my job, I want to be able to do my job and be there for the girls in the best way I can. So, looking at each event is what are the needs there? What can I model to my kids while also ministering to the girls?
Yeah.
And so taking that on the stride. But my family has been super supportive. I knew that I would not take the job if we didn't have support all around. And God is good. Beltline is good. There have been so many people that have reached out to me and say, if you need any help, if you need someone to help, with childcare or be, again, a village, it takes a village. And so they're willing to help me play in that role as a supplement to these families that need that. So.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What's something that you didn't know or expect about youth ministry that's kind of surprised you?
Other than working with Sam.
Working with Sam. No, Sam's great. Honestly, being paired up with the two of you for area-wide, that's been quite the
okayest experience. You didn't know that you were
we were all in the battle bus together?
Golly, Michael. Something I didn't expect. I would like to say I had came in with a really open mind. So whatever's been thrown my way, I've been trying to just be open-minded about. I'm sure there's something that is there that I'm just not thinking of right now, but I knew that it was going to ask a lot. There's going to be times where I'm up at 10 o'clock and go into minister to someone, or, there's things that I kind of knew about the job, but, it's like parenthood. You just kind of go in with an open mind and you just get thrown to the wolves.
Just
okay.
Adjust.
Okay.
Just adjust.
Here's a quick, we're starting to wind down unless you've got more you want to ask. Let me ask this. Would you rather sit in a bad meeting with a parent where they're very upset about something that went wrong, or run a middle school lock-in?
It's a toughie. Middle school lock-in.
Okay. All right. Hunter, any quick fire questions you got?
I'd rather do anything other than a lock-in. I'd rather lose my job before I do a lock-in.
Middle school is easy to me. The high school is the one where they can drive and leave and do all of that. Middle school, you're contained.
You're stuck.
You're there. You're stuck. I got you. Go take a nap.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything. Jennifer, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
We love the things that you're doing in our area.
And we love you.
We love you, and we just wish that you could have talked Michael out of doing the battle bus for our area-wide theme.
I tried, man.
We all tried.
We all tried.
We failed. But I'll tell you what, he's right. We will come with ideas to our next meeting for area-wide themes.
Okay, honesty moment, Jennifer. Have you ever listened to a single episode of the podcast?
No.
Okay, so the way that we end the episode is we end by saying,
we hope that your ministry is blessed.
So we're going to allow you, this is not going to be the end, we're going to allow you to say that. I will say thanks to all our listeners that do actually listen to an episode, and we hope that you will forgive the bad audio quality because there are water fountains in the background and people talking, and that's just the nature of recording on site at a conference. But we are so thankful for you listening, and we hope that this is something that's been impactful for you, and it's something maybe your congregation is considering. This opens the door for a conversation that you may want to have. So that being said, Jennifer,
we hope your ministry is blessed.
Thanks for joining us today in the important conversation of youth ministry. Go and follow us on Instagram and check out oksyouthministry.com for more information about our upcoming episodes. We'll be dropping a new episode every Wednesday morning, and we look forward to talking with you again next week. And hey, it's okay to be the OKS youth minister around, but let's all strive to be just a little bit better.